Alright, guys, welcome to the Deadlands. Let me explain how it works. The yellow one is for school because the best things will happen in school because when we're forced to actually socialize, wow, cool things happen. Wow, for 12 years. It wasn't that bad after all. I thought it was bad, but it was a social experience. And then people get to settle down. They still got a good experience, whatever they want to do, and just love your country. I don't know. You you have a little bit of gold left, so you're gonna have to spend it. You gotta turn it into some growable material, and then we fight. We fight each other for every inch, everything that you got. You gotta fucking protect. Now you're 30. Now you're married. You buy your movie tickets in the wrong place, though. Lithuania is a dead land. So you're gonna have to fight a lot of fucking zombies and monsters and all that shit. And maybe your house will explode randomly. So, here you go. A tutorial of what Lithuania stands for. It's a very important thing to understand. But let's, not speculate. Let's let other people talk. I will be able to translate, but, it's not an easy task by any means. I was, aiming to check out this podcast or whatever for a long time. When was the last time, the Justin, our version of Justin Bieber, bro? The speaker, though. Because everyone has to have their podcast, too. We have to, feed sanity to already sane people, is how it works. But, not everyone wants to be sane, that it kind of gets in the way right now. Especially when we have, alright, so, I can click this. That's what I've been looking for. Mr. Justin. 125. Pretty deep. I don't know what happened. A girl's podcast showed up as well. Eventually. Evolution voice branching out. That's cool. I still have a better YouTube channel than they do, so that's pretty cool. I would imagine I have a better YouTube channel every day. The name is called Dead Stream, so Deadlands, Dead Stream seems pretty similar. But let's not speculate. I mean, this could be just a coincidence, guys. I'm a Lithuanian, so I absolutely have no idea what I'm talking about. So let's check both of these streams. This is gonna take a while. So so what? Oh my! What the fuck? All right. So the idea is to just see what's up. I don't really have many intentions, besides the fact that the Purge is gonna happen next year, and very bad things are gonna happen to Europe. All right. I don't know what exactly. We're gonna cause it onto ourselves, just like Russia and China did. But the rest of the world will also have to suffer. So you might want to tune in and understand what the future holds and whatnot, where we have to be preparing for next 5 months. At the same time, while I'm doing YouTube Rewind, I have to prepare to survive another nonsense thing. This is gonna, well, start with an explosion as everything else, and we're sort of gonna just dive into it, It's like just diving into a water. It starts like a shaky experience, like you go into a different material immediately, but then you get used to it, and then you start thinking about it, that you're swimming in water. You kind of forget about it, but the world changes that dramatically, and I will run out of metaphors if I try to explain it. Anyways, let me tune in some fucking card game to play. Actually, I have a Trackmania summer season, so we can just tune in that. This is why it's very unusual to collect views this way, where you just talk and nothing really happens. Because it's boring, you know, and you have to have something in the background. It's very difficult for me to find stuff to do in the background, but everyone wants to run a podcast. It's the most competitive thing ever, podcast. The most competitive thing. So I wouldn't recommend, but hey, if you want to compete with me, that's fine. That's fine. Come in. Both of these guys called Mantas and this one, I don't remember, to be honest. I think it's from R, and it's not relevant, but uh, wait, maybe someone's gonna say his name. Energetical vampire and animal voice segments were to made me laugh to tears. The fuck, man? I love energetic vampires and animals. I'm guessing his name is Rolandus. You can call him Role or whatever. Just rolling in the mantas. Alright? Between mantas. It's a manta sandwich. It's a mantas roll. Alright? Sandwich roll. Here you go. Figure it out. So they're talking about people shooting and rednecks, I guess. What would they do in the war? We can skip that, right? So basically, it's a shitcast, but maybe I'm gonna find something, right? So that's the plan. If they're gonna be just too selfish and they're just gonna talk about themselves, like, what am I doing here? I don't give a fuck about you. You're supposed to do work, right? You have subscribers. I've seen on Instagram Ukraine is trying to get to NATO. And what's gonna happen if that happens, basically, is a Trojan horse. Not all Ukrainians are kind of like Russian-speaking country, but at the same time, it's literally just a piece of Russia. If we take a piece of Russia, now we have to fight that war full time. And we're not fighting Russia, just Russia. We're fighting the entire Middle Asia, basically. Non-China Asia, right? We're fighting India, we're fighting all these Pakistan, Uzbekistan, basically. We're fighting everyone, bro. Like, they're not gonna fucking hold back. We take Ukraine, they fucking kick us in the balls for that one. They will tempt us with a lot of shit. Alright? Fucking Israel. Let's fucking fight that shit. Jesus Christ, it's cancer. Now the only question is, it 100% cancer? I mean, like, fucking hell. Back in the day, like, it was sort of content, sort of. Honestly, I don't know. Ugh, fucking.
8,000 žmonių, man atrodo, buvo.
It feels like this is happening. You know, they're just burning themselves for the summer, man. This is not. This happens like right after the winter season. People burn the shit, but honestly, we need to do more of this shit. Winter prepared to be burnt. Well, some people cause winter, and they're a part of winter season anyways. And if they're talking shit and not actually interconnecting with anything, I mean, fucking hell. We don't need this shit on stream. for everyone to see.
Žmonės, kurie vertina. Nu, čia turi
Now they're selling a fridge. Yes. We need fridge randomly all of a sudden.
Dėl ko užsiminė apie
Basically, they mentioned that Stalin is now popular in Russia. The one that one thing. I'll need a translator. Banish. Deport. I like banish as a word. So, he was banishing, basically, Lithuanians, all kinds of Eastern Europeans, basically. I imagine, if that's... Because that was a history of banishments, basically. But now I'm like, yeah, a lot of people will be banished for obvious reasons. Especially if we declare war on fucking Middle Asia, you know, no big deal. So thanks for the confirmation. Banishment. That's a tough one.
ir taip toliau. Tai
Defeat all of them.
Kursių.
I'm done with this map. Holy crap. 15 more tracks to go. Number 400. Again, my maximum was 99. So maybe even like 98, but I didn't capture it properly. Yeah, I mean, fucking went to this website to immediately get that vibe of like, oh yeah. Sell me things that don't fucking matter. Absolutely. You have to buy, well, your future and then set up, only buy things still that you truly need, like nothing else matters, to be honest. And, you have to relax and just let your money fucking dictate how you can improve your experience instead of like trying to improve everyone else's experience by looking pretty. Fuck that shit. Only if you want to be a target. Because like even like women don't actually get positive attention. It's kind of like shit from shit men who don't care that much or don't have much to offer. So it's like, what's the point? What's the point of fucking taking care of yourself in a way? Instead, you can relax and create your own experience. And you don't even have to leave your comfort of your home anymore. Even, while everyone else is wasting themselves. Thinking that whatever they're doing is just building them up, but like, you know, I'll have to go outside to just take back what's mine, just to prove that whatever they have is like loose change, basically. Yeah, you definitely need that one. Just don't turn into a gay man. That's how you turn gay, basically. You take care of yourself too much, you groom yourself too much, and then you gay boy now. That's it. That's what happens. You spend with fucking guys every single podcast. Oh, now you're gay man. You can burn successfully. I forgot to burn them a little bit. Alright. Boom, boom. Let's continue. Crushing them Lithuanians. Let's see how many survived the requirement of bronze medals. That's impossible. Who would be able to pass that? But they're literally fucking selling so many products almost every 15, 20 minutes. Like, this is some crazy shit. Well, let's say 20 minutes. Now we already have 4 products being sold. And probably, you know, they sprinkle in a lot of events or whatever they're doing in their life that would, you know. They're literally just sellouts. This is how you sell your soul, because you have nothing better to do. Just like, oh, I'll just take more money. Thank you very much. Talk about shit. Take more money. This is the shit, you know, like, that we're dealing with in Lithuania. I would want to know what channels there are in general. Lithuanian channels. I wonder who has the collection for that one, but this is the stuff that at least I know, and I don't even have to explore anything. Unless someone else answered my question. Of who are these people?
Ne žydai ten buvo.
Yeah, I want to go back to the past where there were gladiator fights and slaves were eaten by lions and whatnot. Fuck your shit, bro. You wouldn't be sitting in the front row, though. You might be enslaved yourself. Yeah, go back to the past. Thank you very much. But I'm gonna go into the future. Look at that power level that I have.
Ne, kai
Nebe-
atsirastum kažkoks.
Yeah, they go back in time and it's war and killing and all that shit. No problem. I mean, I completely agree. You should go back in time as soon as possible. Oh, they're turning to... No, they are the fireplace. That is their image, basically. Huh. Burn! Burn, baby! Was that burning as well? Can't zoom in. Burn that too.
Žinai. Jo.
Pietų
Top 75 so easily? Holy shit. Also, they're talking about history even further. I'm like, oh, let's check if Jesus, existed or whatever. Who's that guy? The funny thing is like, everything we know about history is twisted and we don't have any legit experience, legit coherent experience. Like, we're trying to piece it together just to hold on to it, but there's nothing to hold on to. History, unfortunately, can be just something that we lose very, very quickly. The only thing we have is the technology, the amount of people. The things we have is the only thing we have, that we can sort of like piece our own history, but we can't really remember all of these things and stitch it together. It's a little bit too complicated for that. Things change too dramatically. The best thing we can do is like hold on to actually valuable things or stories or whatever. And we could fill up history with those stories as well. But, to have... This is one of those epic speculation moments, is talking about history in general. It's absolute legendary speculation, because, like, you basically get to dictate what you're talking about. Like, people have a little bit of a shared experience, but overall it's just what you learned in a school. And honestly, or just you were educated that way. And it's not very reliable information or useful information. Maybe it can give you some fantasy moments to think about, but everything just goes forward, and you just gotta let go of that shit. But the memories, you have to absolutely value things in your own history. That's very cool. And if other people want to bring their history on the board, it's also a respectable move. I mean, they show that they care as well, that they hold on to some kind of memories. But overall, just talking about history as if you know what you're talking about is a little bit arrogant move, I would say. So keep burning, yeah, keep burning. Almost done, and we're gonna transition into energy vampires for almost an entire hour. We're gonna be talking about that shit. Cause why not? That's what they want to identify as, clearly. They have, softened the shit. We went back into the past. We made everyone nostalgic. Now we're gonna fucking suck their blood so we can, go for, for a holiday, for to chill this season. Except, again, isn't summer like... Wait. Yeah, I mean, summer is 6, 7, 8. And then September is... autumn? So, new season. So why did they not take the whole summer off?
Arba fizinėse
Exactly 20 minutes each time, and they have to fucking sell something. Exactly, bro. What the fuck? I'm not watching a television, bro. I'm listening to some dudes talking. What the fuck? Go fuck yourselves. And then I'll watch.
Aš tai nesu energija.
Testing for vampires. Oh. Wow. Why are you looking for vampires, bro? What do you want from them? First test if you're a moral human being. Then we're talking. Alright? It's the only test that should be happening over and over again.
Jų klausyt.
Ne, žinai, kad
The easiest way to test if you're an energy vampire is to double check who puts more effort into conversation. That's it. That's all you need. Who is putting more effort? In fact, you can switch places and become the energy vampire because you have put so much effort. Now you're just pulling feedback out of them because they don't deserve to just sit there and do nothing, basically. So that's how it works. Just like you're doing a podcast and you're asking for money because they watched a lot of your podcasts, but your podcast stinks, unfortunately, and I'm not going to watch it exclusively at all. But for a special little video, just to educate on what they're fucking dealing with, for whatever reason, you know, what popped at the pinnacle, you know, at the very, very end. Same goes the end of this man's glorious days. Elon Musk, let's go, baby. So yeah. Energy vampire, what's gonna happen? We need to test for energy vampires, so we educate it. So we can go into, you know, as I've said, holidays. Such a hard word. Anyways, yeah, it's fair enough to have a little bit of protection. But again, the very, very easy way to figure out is just the calculating effort. That's it. Just calculate effort. Like, care is like such a magical word. It's like beyond gold. It's like unholy word, care, because like it encompasses attention, it encompasses investment, it encompasses the mysterious thing of the future, of whatever you're gonna do in the future. If certain things happen, and if they don't happen, you just quit because you're not interested. Care is a lot of things. So you know, energy vampire is just simply a person that does not want to contribute as much into conversation or whatever. Just kind of lowering quality of everyone else's input because they just sit there and fucking get the benefits. You know, it's kind of like that, you know. I'm sitting as an energy vampire. I'm getting benefits from the government, but no one can say otherwise because we're not in a conversation with anyone. So I get it for free, to be honest. I'm like a monster for free. No one can complain about it whatsoever. It's not like I get a lot of money anyways, so, you know. Good stuff for me.
personažas.
Sveiki.
Top 60, boys. Can I get top 40? This should be doable.
Jo, kodėl? Jeigu čia padariau, pasistengiau, įdėjau.
Almost there, boys.
Ne, okei. Okay. Pavargo.
Yeah, and it's a really weird thing. Like, we got past that point where the comment said this shit, right? Oh my god, so funny. Because women think they have control, and they get more and more control, but for a very good reason, because they know what to do. But at some point they will have so much control they will have to give it to someone. Some man. And I'm waiting patiently. And it feels like I got sucked into that vortex, and I know exactly that I will get that control. Unless I break somehow, like, that would be weird. It's probably gonna be hard times in the future as well. And more responsibilities on my shoulders, but like, damn. Yeah, we're going down to that it's a very interesting graph, basically. So I show you this 20 thing, ends at 28, but the interesting thing, women are getting back the power, right? They're dragging down, and They're really excited about all these weird fucking things. They feel like they can control men. And to some extent that's true. But at some point they will reach a rock bottom when they will realize they have to give men something. And elect men who gets that something to begin with. And, you know, the top male basically takes the fucking biggest thing out there available. No, it's almost like it's already predetermined, but you still have to go down and make friends and help other people if they need help. If you need help, then you just stay and survive and all that shit. It's very basic dynamics. Like, I'm saying all these things and I'm like so highly educated and it's very surprising that nobody cares. You know, nobody cares. No one is able to spread my just my superpowers. Just the idea that I have something that would be helpful to them. No one cares. I mean, that's fine. That's fine. I'm just technically am trying to help myself, but just such an extreme extent, like, I am so confused. And now I'm just like, fuck it. I'm okay being repulsive. If that's what's going on, that's a manly trait. That's fine. Like, I get subscribers, I lose subscribers, that sort of fucking mentality I have to live with. It's kind of like pulling the rope on other people and humanity itself. Every single subscriber that I get is like fucking gemstone that I still have to, you know, pull and hold with all my strength, and half of it is like already obsolete and all that shit, and they just die quickly without. But this number is still a pretty big deal. Technically, I can just click this button and see what's going on. I don't know if I care.
Labai
Come on.
Kvepia, pizė, bėgas, kailys.
Turim įvairiausios.
Okay, that's good enough for me, man. Oh, that was a tough one. Holy shit. 338. Okay, it's a tough one.
Skubantiems greitai ir skaniai.
Fucking sandwiches, bro. Get a fucking life.
Gerai, aš galiu daryti.
Davai, tu daryk.
Oh!
Ir jis nori net kažkur.
Yeah, basically they're all turning into animals now. Got sucked by energetic vampires. Got sucked by people from the past, I guess. Looks like it wasn't their day, to be honest. They gotta leave everything behind and then go to holidays, man. It takes a little bit of time to get to know what their real context is. So whatever. Just turn it into little marbles instead of big bowls of steel. Nah, bro. Whatever. Let's finish this one too. Pizza, man. Yeah, pizza to my house. Very good. So now that there is a fucking chill dude in the room, will it also take fucking 40 minutes to get the conversation going? Obviously, it's gonna turn into fucking insanity anyways, I imagine. But, yeah, let's see how long it takes to accelerate. Because just talking about their own fucking experience that I can't relate or understand, like, that's a bouncy thing to do in this start of the video. It's not interesting at all. You can add your experience based on context. You don't need to fucking force it. Yeah, immediately the topics are pretty fucking different. Prostitution legalization. Fucking the power of prayer. I don't know, Elon Musk. Peace plan. This was a long time ago, by the way. I don't know if this is relatable anymore. fucking hell, I get 2,000 views, 0 subscribers, up and down we go. I fuck Mr. Beast and he has 3 subscribers. Plus 3, boys. Look at that shit. What? What are we talking about?
Neptūną paleidom. Nu, žodžiu.
There is introduction. So, talking about some random acts of acting, boys. Fuck yeah, let's go. I forgot to burn. Okay. I don't know if you guys need a reminder of what God is. God is just simply anything that's 100 times more powerful than you. Basically, based on the proximity of like a sumo wrestler enters your room. Well, he's God now. A person with a gun enters your room. He's God. That's what policemen are trying to act. Or, robber trying to act just as powerful, just to extract your wealth and run away. So the proximity doesn't, flip upside down on them. Because in your home, you can start, finding ways to turn things back around, take a risk, basically. But in general, with that perspective, you don't need gods. It's irrelevant. And then you can think of, like, what are these Greek gods, right? Like, fucking muscular Zeus thing, fucking titanic creatures, basically, who are really powerful. And you can create these kind of things, and we're gonna play with them in Hearthstone for some reason. Twist and Titans, boys. My new 2 words that I'm using because, goddamn it sort of fits the bill. And Titan is a god, and you can in fact have multiple gods. For me, I have like some kind of force that I connect to, that I call God, that just kind of establishes how life works. What is the true relationship that I have? What is my future definitely gonna involve? What kind of people and what kind of power I will have, basically. It just kind of brings certainty. I can only conjure God once a year. I've decided to make it more potent, obviously. Like you need that sort of energy to be able to overwhelm yourself in the fantasy world. And again, then we go to the praying. Does praying work for someone? Yes, it's a fantasy world, it's a projection. And then you just have to ask yourself, how do dreams work? Are we not interconnected as human beings? So they're talking about mystical things where someone's laying in a hospital and someone from far away from another country is praying for them and they feel loved or whatever. And I can totally, connect the dots. It makes some sense that there are ripple effects, but there sometimes is a very, very direct connection between people. Because I believe, like, the dreams that I had with celebrities that I care about, like, that shit seems very, very real. Very real that we made a connection. Now, what I'm gonna do with that connection is up to me. And it doesn't mean I directly influence them. That's how dreams are so awesome, that you can have them without directly influencing or changing things. Because you're not, in the dream world, you're not there to convince people of anything. They're not going to listen to you. I can't control dreams. All right? I still haven't been able to, send a message, so to speak. But I was able to reenact what other people wanted to happen, basically, it feels like. often enough is, or just, it's just a bunch of intentions, the world of intentions. Obviously, this guy is a fucking cold sharky shark who wants to just negate everything and wants to cool down the environment, making it more scientific of like, oh, it's all in your head or whatever. It's not gonna give in to mysticism or whatever. I was sort of in the similar camp of like, no, I'm not gonna think about it that way. Until, well, I got interconnected, when I felt love, when I started analyzing these dreams, I'm like, I cannot say to myself that they're not true. It's impossible. Because they're too difficult to control. If something is too difficult to control, it is not for you to define what it is. Like that. And if you would love to control it, and you can't control it, now you just have to submit that it's a whole nother realm of possibilities, right? And so you have to open your mind to possibilities at very least. And it, for me personally, just created a whole nother world, a whole nother layer on top of the world that already exists. And so these psychic abilities that I seemingly have is just, me submitting to the fact that the dream world exists. It has a very powerful purpose and all that stuff. And now, can you impact something with praying? Very, very barely, right? With prayer, you're supposed to influence yourself because you're not interconnected to the point where you just pray and everyone knows what you're doing. But overall, like, the best prayer is the one that you say to yourself, obviously, to strengthen yourself, to make real life decisions. But if someone is like truly suffering, truly between life and death, I think they will feel people's connections a lot more stronger than a regular person who just wants to wake up every day and forget about the yesterday. So yeah, it seems it all checks out. Nothing crazy. You don't have to exaggerate, but you also don't need to negate everything and simplify in a negative way. Like, why? What's the point?
Juokingą temą.
Yeah, another reason why you would feel intentions when you're in a life and death situation is people would send you visions of the future. Is it worth it to live when you're in a hospital environment, when you're losing so many things, when your mind just wants to escape the body? Is it worth to come back and see what's going to happen in the future? You can basically hold on to people that way by promising them that you're going to, do crazy things. That is actually like really fucking powerful, I think. This is the moment you can, you can pray for someone, and how exactly how to pray. You just basically talk about the future, how you're still interconnected and you'll still fucking care about that person and perhaps change their life for the better because, well, nobody taking care of them, so now it's an opportunity for you to just investigate, take the dirt out, change his mindset so he doesn't get into trouble. That sort of stuff, that is really powerful. All right, and I believe definitely has to exist in this world, as a superpower. Now that's something. You live that extra day to meet a person, to think about a person, to hope that, at least hold a hope that they're gonna show up and do something cool to your life while you decide to live. Like, because like when you die, you just leave forever. Like, so there should be a superpower that hold on to you. It makes sense. It all makes super sense. It's cool. It's cool to have a cool dude who negates things for the sake of pressure. That's fine. I guess the previous podcast was just trying to tame the third dude, you know, the missing piece. So he was was to be tamed. But I mean, it's the ending, right? So it had to be fucking weird. I don't know, man. It's so stupid to look at people who are not planned to talk about anything special. Like, to be so empty like that is kind of fucked up. I'm not gonna lie. Really fucked up. To be so unorganized. I mean, when you're reacting to content, it's not a lot of pressure. You just say, spot a mistake and fix it. Spot a theme and, contribute to it. But when it comes to just starting off a whole slew of things and not having a plan, and this is why the introduction is such a fucking cancer. Like, this is not respectable podcast whatsoever. At some point, I was like suicidal in my life myself. And at that point, straight from that point, I started feeling other people's intentions. And a lot of people were just kind of feeding me intentions, and things escalated to such a fucking extreme case where I started hearing voices and all that shit. And I didn't understand what's going on anymore. Like, what? And it's like, wow. So that's what dying is like, you start being held down like hostage by other people's intentions, and even if you don't have interconnections with other people, you might have interconnection with yourself, with the things that you want to achieve in life, or you never really felt that you were powerful, but now you have a reason to. And so I had this, awakening moment where the only escape was to, submit to this celebrity world and just dig deeper. And it was quite a ride, because we have arrived on the other side now. And, well, these fucking lunatics made me lose my mind a little bit, because I had to attach to something in concern of Lithuanians over the internet, right? So, but yeah, it's another not a coincidence moment that when I was super, super low in life, and I didn't know what I'm gonna be doing anymore, so I just wanted to give everything up. I started this trip process of changing my life dramatically and caring about completely different things. The first thing I was starting to think of, like, my first crush and how PewDiePie fucking rules over YouTube. And I'm like, fuck it, PewDiePie's a cheater, we can beat that. We can beat that system. And Monica, she probably still cares about me, until I know that for sure that she has another dude and she's very happy with him. Until I know that for sure, my heart cannot be broken. And it still is in the same place. But now it's filled with other stuff as well. I didn't realize a special thing, but just, internet seemingly has more things to offer, and I was just wasting time programming or whatever. Doing my thing, hoping, doing shit. And I was away from home, so I had to return then. It's a whole process of just cleaning up nonsense from my life. But yeah, it was so strong. The feeling of intentions from other people. I can't even describe it because it's not clear. No one is capable of just standing out. You get to choose, basically. It was annoying hearing voices and stuff, feeling that I'm not exactly sure when things escalated really, really quickly and really weird. But basically, I had two big enemies, Vector and Unsong or whatever. And when they started kind of threatening my existence in a way, I had to like pull myself up and like fucking where are they? You know, even though they're not there, they're just like again sending me intentions of like, fuck, now they're in control of my life because I was suicidal, something like that, right? But and then things started escalating to insanity. So you first throw that you're suicidal, and then whoever receives that message becomes your enemy, technically, to wake you up in a way. That's kind of how it feels like. I still have videos up from that past, but I'm not sure if they're relevant. I'm just moving forward at all times.
Pusplikės, ar tyčiotis
O kas praleidžia pro akis, pasakyk man.
Nes man čia toksai...
Aš tai nepraleidžiu.
Man pavyzdžiui, čia toksai su visa pagarba, gražiai išdėstė.
So the question was, they didn't want to answer. I don't know. But yeah, like, I don't know who's smart enough to fucking send a message like that. Hit the spot, basically. Talking about alpha and beta males, basically. I'm not sure what the difference is. Maybe beta males are known, sort of, to be semi-shadow people. I don't know, bro. Don't tell. You can call me an incel, basically. I don't know. But that was one of the questions, right? What is more acceptable, being an incel or putting OnlyFans shit, basically, in society? Something like, I can't even, I need to listen to it again. Yeah, so, online prostitution, basically. Or incel. What is more... and this guy is like saying in a positive things about it. No, it's like it's just a twisted question of like unacceptable things that incels exist or prostitutes exist, and those are kind of like, you know, shaded people. Let's put it that way. I'm kind of one of those. But I'm like an extreme case. You have no idea how extreme my case is. Cause you can call me all kinds of names and try and insult me, and I'm gonna be like, are you better than me though? You have all these resources, all this experience. Are you better than me in any way whatsoever? You know, should I not be attracted by women, you know, like, at all? I just don't hang around people, alright? My opportunities are way lower than anyone else's. I just don't hang around people. I don't take advantage of opportunities that I might have. You know, and I don't even know how to do that, unfortunately. You just fall into the shadows and there's no exit. No clear way out. Because you have to like entangle yourself with people, and it's a very difficult scientific thing, basically. And surviving in that sort of environment as well. It's like, it's too complicated for me. Like, I don't need that shit. It hurts when I say that every single time, and it does feel like I'm ignoring or making excuses, but like, I genuinely want to start a specific way where I just snowball things strategically in a way that I can control that stuff. And if it doesn't happen, well, what, am I going to become desperate all of a sudden? Am I going to start a war? Kind of. Because I have to snowball into something anyways. And it's happening, you know. I'm kind of becoming more and more hostile towards the environment, but in my way. Alright, I get to choose how to do it. Because everyone else is like hostile back to each other in general, and they do expect like only bad things to happen from me, which is just so heartbreaking, is so fucking unexplainable and stupid that they think they can just win with negativity. It's impossible to win with negativity. The only thing you win is a loss. Alright? You take a loss as a win because you wanted a loss really badly. You wanted to fucking lose half of your fucking wealth, lose half of your powers with a fucking snap. You just take it. Because I'm gonna be a winner if I just keep taking things that I want, right? And at some point I just inject an idea that loss is pretty good as well. Your negativity deserves quite a loss, and you're gonna be like, wow, I need that, actually. So yeah, neither of these are unacceptable. Desperate women who feel they're pretty and they're getting all the attention, but they can only monetize that attention through, OnlyFans. And, well, incels are also kind of unacceptable and they should be taken care of. Which is why I showed you the flag in the very first thing. I have to live, as an incel, but not as an incel that relates to other incels. Not in that way. I can inspire them to, do the right thing. Fight back against society. Tell them that the red light is on instead of the green light. Where everyone is free and everyone is doing whatever the fuck they want, the red light is on. Meaning that anyone who's very, very far behind, they can do whatever they want. Everyone has to freeze. Everyone has to stop. You settle down. Congratulations. Now we catching up. Alright? And we kick anyone who felt like they could take advantage of us. But now they're frozen, and if they move, well, you lose. You just lose everything you have anyways. You go back all the way to the beginning, basically. You're gonna start the game all over again. You thought you settled down, divorce, child adoption, you lose your house because you have no passive income anymore. You can just get robbed. Bad things can happen to you. You lose self-esteem in general. Like, the game resets, and if you don't go back to the game reset, you actually lose much more than what I described. So, that's the final game, the green light, red light. Alright, you settle down, you have collected your resources, you think the game is over because you really want the game to be over, but unfortunately it's not. It's not. The prostitutes and incels, man, they're gonna catch up and they're gonna kick some ass. And I don't know, man. I feel like the Indiana Jones wrecking ball that's gonna fucking chase even the incels. I'm the incel of incels, man. I'm gonna crush everyone. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck who I'm rolling over. These guys? Nah, bro. Just something to... Just a fucking rug for me to roll over. Alright, I'm talking about bigger, better things than this shit. I had to escape the mindset of, like, being a Lithuanian, learning English, and then all of a sudden there's a whole fucking world out there that's way more exciting than this bullshit, This fucking mediocre bullshit, like, it's irrelevant here. It's cool design, though. VTP, they have this going on over walls, but, like, also, they have, like, this circular fucking room. It's kind of weird, like, there's plenty of effort going on here. But it's still just a lazy fucking fart, in a way. Fart chat side, basically.
Čia ateina.
It was put in a different way, alright? So it's like, oh, well, I'll just gonna ignore the fact that someone is a prostitute. I'll ignore the fact I'm not gonna help them in any way. Change their mindset. It's like, it's fine. It's cool that she's a prostitute. She's being able to use by anyone. Or just make fun of incels. Which one is more appropriate? So let's see how the thing actually evolves, because this is a very interesting discussion. Unfortunately, we're running out of time, but hey, I can extend... I can extend like 20 minutes, not a big deal. I'm glad that I, filled up the time, filled up the cup. should be doable.
Ir būtent per
All right, so prostitution should be legal. Here's my take. It's a very, very spicy one. Yes, in one condition. If there's no way to buy friendships, to buy dates in some kind of social circles, right? If there's no ability, you have, all right, $1,000, and you say to your friends, I have $1,000 who wants to go out with me and all that stuff. If no one shows up, prostitution is legal. All right? There's a very specific condition. If no one wants to hang out with you for money, then you're going to give money to a stranger, and you want extreme things to do with that stranger, so you bond a lot faster. So you will go into sex really quickly. And technically that's prostitution, right? That's how it works. So yeah, I just answer your question really fast, because I'm smarter than these guys combined. What?
kada nesakys, kad tu esi.
Again, you have to be aware that there's no solution, right? And then you just agree with the legalization of prostitution. Because now we're desperate. Now the society's desperate and we have to legalize that shit. That's it. There's no debate. It's just a very simple switch. When do we allow the switch to open up, and then we're going to close the switch when everything is fixed? But this is like an emergency switch. All right? And if we get to that point, it's a little bit, concerning. It's a little bit a reputation-eating thing. You do have to make a sacrifice if you open the floodgates for just sex for money. Obviously, the smart thing to do is to buy that relationship and have sex, but you have to buy the extension. You have to extend it into a true date. To get to know a person, if they're doing a business of prostitution, they're going to be around. You know what I'm talking about? So they're a real person that you can, if you like them, you will be able to pay them again and maybe even get a discount. And maybe they will like you in the end. So there's a potential for, relationship building anyways. Which, again, the reason why prostitution is illegal is society thinks that relationships can be built fairly easily and we don't need this at the moment. But at some point, things gonna get really weird. And you need to enable the cheat code. Otherwise, people will be very, very upset. Alright? I'm just saying. And honestly, to have this level of clarity, I'm very happy.
Ir patogiau.
These guys don't know what the fuck they're talking about, but they sitting in a position of power to say, like, if you do whatever you want, if you want to be this and that, like, we have laws for a reason. You can't do whatever you want, especially when it comes to a job. You can't be a scammer and a prostitute. You just can't do those things because now they're too edgy. You can do it. You can still do it in the shadows. I'm just saying. All right, it's very difficult to catch these people anyways. But legally, we have to say you can't do it, and that's it. You can't do it as a job. That is it. All right? And you have to be very careful to not... we can flick the switch if it's appropriate, but they can't comprehend the problem here. The problem is, like, you sacrifice reputation. This is a real human being. And money is not the highest fucking tier resource in this world, unfortunately. Alright, and we have to care about people and we're not supposed to let them do whatever the fuck they want. Because there are consequences, there are really bad consequences that these guys don't care anymore about. Because they ripened with power so much, they want to know what consequences look like. That's kind of the ending for my little speech here. For 1 hour, right? They want to know what consequences look like, these little boys. I've heard about Geneva and the clock ticking, am I right? to midnight. It's gonna be midnight. It's just, we don't fight with nuclear weapons. Excuse me? Screw that part. It's already technically midnight for certain countries. Because they don't know how to prepare, they just break immediately, knowing that the future sucks balls. You know, some people die because they have nothing to hold on to anymore. They just die.
Tu, vat,
O ką jie gaila?
Bet tu manai juos apgavo?
Va, matai skeminę. Pažiūrėk tam visiškai patį mažiausią.
God
Matai
damn it.
skemerę veidą.
prašyti atsiprašymo laišką ir tada...
Jo.
Su
They just stopped being serious at this point. But I'm getting this flashback of like, okay, the purge happens because there's a lot of angry people and everyone basically gets their own lights of, you know, a street lamp light. Enabling lights to move. Or, you know, if a red is, you know, turned on for most people, that means most people who are who are in society. All right, society holds, and then the shadows get to pick apart things. So basically, you know, you have basically celebrities get to do their thing, then the middle people, and then the shadows get to do their thing. It feels like that's the representation of the flag, which is kind of crazy. Like, everyone has to behave properly in their own time and maximize their, you know, output. But, you know, I like breaking rules. I'm not Lithuanian. I'm stuck here, though. So I'll pee on the flag. I'll just pee randomly, you know? I'll just do random shit. No one's gonna stop me. Like, when it comes to shadows, like, I'm pretty deep in there, where reality just breaks apart. So I don't know what I'm gonna get. Maybe a little bit of an emblem on the flag, even. Maybe I'll be able to change the flag. Maybe we'll figure out, because, like, we have to figure out the rules of life. How can we change the flag? How can we decide? What are the requirements? There should be requirements for everything. And we should be able to, you know, break that shit whenever we feel like it. And I might even be able to do that. Like, change my country's flag. Like, that would be pretty crazy, right? I could do that, maybe. Let's figure it out. I have no stop signs for me. Alright, everything is entertainment. But, because the red light is coming, I'm very interested in what's going to happen. Because bad things are going to happen for a lot of people when the shadows are active, you know? When the shadows get their, you know, get their lights to move forward. And do their shit, basically. Because there's a lot of upset people, and I want to interact with them and, you know, weed out the nonsense. Because I'll have to... Some would be active, you know, some would pretend that, yes, I'm a shadow person like everyone else. I'm a hungry little person who wants help and stuff. But honestly, not really. Not anymore. You know? So, I can't explain why. Like, I'm like the Satan of the shadows. Like, I'm one of the biggest creatures. If I truly show my colors, like, people will be like, fuck, we gotta shut this project down. Shadow's not good for us, actually. So I have to, like, act like a regular shadow person, not really a threat to society. Just a hungry little person who wants a little bit of a charity. You know, I'm not supposed to get out of hand, basically. But, you know, when it comes to an end, I'll kick someone in the balls, you know, just for fun. Because, or bad shit is gonna happen when I do YouTube Rewind, and then it's, I can't stop the flu, you know, I can't, the red light shows up, and I am immediate threat to my own country, just because I'm influential, because I understand this whole situation, and that there's no one in my country that can stop me and my influence. It's impossible. Alright, they can shut me up, they can amplify their own ideas to the point where it's too much noise and I can't hear myself. And they can throw me off my comfort zone and suppress me as long as possible, but they cannot beat me. It's pointless. And it's pointless to try and beat someone with negativity. Very pointless. I'll just grow faster, stronger that way. It's almost like what doesn't kill you makes you stronger should be renamed negativity. If it doesn't kill you, you get stronger, a lot stronger. You know, it's the positivity that kills you a lot faster because your dreams come true. And your heart just kind of slows down and wants to just enjoy the moment. So it's just the negativity that cannot, well, kill you. It will only make you stronger. That's the fun part.
Nepalik.
Fucking, they're fighting now. It's like, I have feelings for another girl from my past, but I have this 10 out of 10 girl next to me. So what do I do? This guy's like, leave the person in the past alone. And these guys are like, well, you can work something out. What would I do in this situation? I'm like, dude, you have a girl, bro. You call her a 10 out of 10. That's pretty good. But, you know, you can still have connections. You still can have people in your friend zone. And you can test your 10 out of 10 relationship. You know. And it's just the natural growth of like, and no, you don't leave people alone. But you would like to. You would like to get away from crime. I know PewDiePie would like to get away from, you know, I was on top of the leaderboard for like 5 years. Oh, we're gonna check that. Profile, no problem, Mr. PewDiePie. You're not off the hook. No one is off the hook for what happened in the past. What happened in the past is the hook to start conversations, is the hook to start storytelling. It's the whole fucking point. It's the greatest reason of all time. It's like you have feelings. That's great. You can move now. You don't have to freeze. And you don't have to fucking mess things up either. You know, this is translated old love chasing, you know. Do what your feelings tell you to do. Even if you lose something, you're feeding your feelings, which is a lot bigger than some fake relationships, you know, which is supposed to do the same thing. It's supposed to respect your feelings first and foremost. So here you go. I'm faster and stronger, and they just fight each other. Lol.
To atrašys, žinok.
They can make up. This is such a fucking Trojan horse. Holy shit! It's like for 7 years I love this woman, but you can flip it on back onto them. We cannot have real relationships with these people, and it's like, well, how you want us to interact? What if we like you? You know, this is such a Trojan horse question. It's crazy, bro. If you flip it on them, they have been around for more than 7 years, and yet, you know, they're just kind of trashing. It's like, well, let him go, let her go. Like, no, I have feelings. Like, I want to invest feelings. Where do I invest feelings? Then this guy's like, obsess over. It's like, okay, no thanks. I'm not sure if it's gonna work out. I'm not sure what the third guy is saying yet. I won't need to describe the story, but as a man, you get older, you get entangled into relationships, you have the power. If you give in your power to the woman to dictate things, like, it's kind of weird. Because you have to have just skills to be independent. You have more time to waste, like, you have all the ways you can just detach yourself and find someone else. Or just live alone, right? I don't know. I would be fine. It's just like, yeah, weird things can happen if you both, as a couple, like get uh, banished into the shadows. You know. But overall, as a man, like you, your lifespan of ability to attract women, like you can choose whatever you want. If a woman you care about is not a good platform for you, you should be able to find another one. Just be a lone wolf for a little bit. Like a person like that has to have like crazy amount of experience already, and crazy amount of confidence or courage rather, like all these values. And if you can't threaten, even if you can't threaten and jump away from a person that after marriage becomes a trash, then you're a shitty man. Like absolutely, a woman cannot do that. A woman cannot just walk around. They have to now be a stable platform, and have to potentially have a stable home or some kind of values that would project that someone can use her in some ways. Like now she needs to learn advertisement to a next level. But yeah, I mean it's always difficult after a breakup, and both people technically can show enough integrity to be able to make shit happen again. It feels like men have the upper hand on that one. It feels like if a woman loses a man, then she is a terrible woman, right? Like her esteem just goes down really badly. But she can hold on to the fact that maybe it's not over yet, and maybe she's heartbroken and someone's gonna help her out, and there's options all the time. If a relationship breaks, it seems like. Anyways, regardless, we need a conclusion of all this adventure, listening to these weirdos, I would say. Because, god damn it, I wouldn't do that ever again without a good reason. I need a good one. This is garbage. Because what makes it garbage is there's no organized structure. Like, if you have 100,000 subscribers, you gotta up your level. You gotta be beyond me. If I can compare myself to people like that, like it pisses me off. But I can compare myself to anything on this platform, to be honest, so it's not fair. What is fair, however, is that, I don't like it, and I don't want to watch it, and I don't want to interact with it. Just for the sake of experience, I will do it. Just because I don't know what this is, I have to understand it. But now that I do, it's shit. Especially when the name again is Dead Stream. Like, I don't need stream of dead things. No, thank you. All right, you're not gonna put that into my life. You're not gonna connect to me if that's your channel name. So, right from the very beginning, you can start seeing what's going on, right? It's just a bunch of people in power. They're just throwing dead bodies left and right, mocking people. They're wasting their power, basically, to the point where it's on fire. They don't give a fuck. Nothing bad is gonna happen, right? Well, it depends. It depends. Because, like, if you're that wasteful and you really don't care, like, the consequences will catch up onto you. Like, you're not supposed to be on a spotlight and just be a mockingjay, like that. It's war. If there's a mockingjay, there's also Hunger Games, because we're getting hungrier and hungrier to take these pillars of ass down all the way to the ground. I could technically do a bonus round and extend this to 2 hours by watching a movie like this, is that This is like the ending, I believe, of Hunger Games, because the ending was split into 2 parts. You know, take down the fucking establishment, because it's mocking you, you know, it's establishing terrible things. That's what Purge is all about. I don't have to say anything else. I mean, you get the replay of that movie very easily if you understand what it's about. You don't need to watch it again. It's just, you know, hungry people who actually need power to survive, and they will do whatever it takes. It doesn't take rocket science to understand that. And well, these guys just shitting around, and the moment they come back from the fucking break, the vibe is gonna be very different. Now it's gonna be survival vibe. Now it's gonna be army versus army, boys. Because the Purge will is gonna be under a corner. He's just gonna be staring at them. Because New Year and winter season is over and the Purge begins, basically. So it's literally just breathing on their necks while they're shitting around. I'm not saying they're stupid, but they can't compromise. They cannot come to conclusions anymore. They have their own giant armies, basically, of their cult following, and they can still, you know, remain in their own fucking ways, broken, basically, and pretend that by throwing words at each other, they're kind of creating a coherent discussion, which is absolutely not how it works. You have to come to conclusions, basically. You have to force that shit out. You have to have a 4th person if you can't agree on something, and see what that person thinks. You know, you have to drag someone into the spotlight and share the spotlight if you cannot do a good enough job. And, well, there you go. So that's the shit I have to deal with in my country. You guys are lucky, maybe, but the shit spreads, alright? And if I'm super duper powerful, well, the shit spreads exponentially from this point. Anyways, I think that's about it. We can add a bonus candy if it fits. You're trying to figure out why there's inflation. I thought only celebrities get to live and be praised. You know, the reason why I hold this sentiment is everyone is giving compliments and praising celebrities. Dude, they're sitting on top of us. They have to do a very good job if they want to keep their job. Because it's the first thing we have to cut. In the Purge, celebrities have to work very, very well. Otherwise, they can't keep up with the demand. We're just gonna upgrade to the next celebrity, which is more worldwide selection, right? So locally, we don't have anything. We don't have anything to offer locally. Don't worry about it, guys. My competition is a little bit of farty fart that smells really bad. All right, you don't want to fucking deal with this shit. All right, and they're not interconnected enough to, you know, 50-50, split 50-50 for the sanity's sake. In Europe, sanity is 50% Lithuanian or your own native language, and then 50% English. You have to make that split. You have to make that sanity split, otherwise you die. You just die. Your content doesn't fucking apply to a higher level at all. Right now, it's a free fall. Alright, of everyone just trashing each other and slowly understanding that there's probably a better way to organize things. And again, that's the sanity thing. Is that the only message I've sent in my dreams was to Mr. Beast. I'm like, okay, dude, whatever fantasy is going on, I have a message for you. Please listen, Mr. Beast. I think what has to happen on YouTube is 50% sanity. You know, that's all I've sent. And then when Mr. Beast would come down and fucking see corn chicken, so my sanity just gets dried up really fast. But at least I don't get to forget. It's a fantasy world, so it's pretty cool to see chicken and corn cross over, basically. I mean, pick a name. This is very interesting. And finally, just for everyone else, so we just detach a little bit from these idiots. If you want to show true love, alright? Want to show true love, right now on the internet, it's the easiest way to create photos and share them publicly. So, unless you are together, just need to feel love and then unleash. Wait, what? I said something entirely different. I got inspired by a completely different thing. Just feel the love and then unleash it when you meet. Oh, it's a completely different thing. And honestly, that's why I feel like I'm a bright shadow person. I feel connected to other people. And I feel like I will do the right thing. I will do the moral thing. I will do the grateful thing of like, I actually had you close to me in my fantasy world and I felt loved. You don't have to feel insecure. I know a lot about you and all this stuff. Like, I can understand people very quickly. I can get under their skin. But in order not to manipulate them, in order to try and grasp some kind of connection when I have the chance, that's it. Alright? That's my way of life. That's why I'm very quick to light up the shadows for myself. Whenever there's an opportunity, I will grab it. To change my life instead of, grab things into the shadows just to have something to survive with. No, I will transform. It's just how it goes. I'm not sure when my time will come, because my time has to come when it's perfect. It has to be perfect, and everyone knows it's my time, and I'm just gonna come out, and my life changes. If someone goes from the shadow world to a normie world or into a celebrity world, it's a big event. You might misunderstand it. I might misunderstand it, but it seems like a big event. Just like Rebecca Black becoming viral. Just becoming viral moment is like a birth of a celebrity. But what if, there's a birth of a normal person? It's a big event for me locally would be to just have friends. Like, it's a big event. And people would start questioning of like, wait, are you going from shadows straight to celebrity world? Do you have the capacity to do that? So potentially I will not even stay too long in the normie world. I'm just gonna start proving myself very quickly, establishing as a psychic, as a person who knows a lot about YouTube and how to make videos, how to build channels, all these things. Once I prove all these things that I have, I will just immediately go to celebrity level and beat these guys up. And then we're gonna see how much power I can handle, right? Like, how much international borderless land can I occupy, basically. So that's it. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time. I don't know what's appropriate for you to do to support me, but think about it. Bye.